Okay, this is something I've been working on Figma. You know, how to launch your offer with digital products. So it's only two things: payment and processing, create an offer, and low ticket and high ticket offer setup. It's only really three things, very simple. And I have multiple things I will go through in like Notion and Whop, or how to set up your stuff. Because for creators, coaches, someone who's good at like a skill, you have expertise, you have experience in this stuff, you have a following in a certain niche, but you're not selling anything. This video, I don't know how long it's going to be. I organize a lot of stuff in here. So I'm going to go in depth, go in each section, because I'm going to go in everything. How to launch your offer, how to set up payment, processing, your digital product, how to actually set that up, like the community, high ticket, low ticket, right? I know how to do that. But in here, I'm going to show you, if you have a following creator, let's say 50K followers in fitness, and you're not selling anything, this could be benefit for you to learn how you can actually sell to your audience. If you have a, you know, your ICP, your who you're targeting, know their pain points, problems, and all that sorts of things. So first thing is, you know, launching the offer. Okay, the offer and digital product are two different things. The offer is, what are you going to offer? Fitness, I'm going to bring fitness in this. You know, for example, like fitness could be postmatic, or help you lose 10 to 15, or I help professionals who work at a remote desk to lose 10 to 15 pounds to and the result of the desired outcome would be more productive or something. You know, that's kind of like what an offer would kind of like sound like. And then digital product is actually the thing, because I like digital products because it's not like physical products. Physical products, you have to deal with like inventory. When someone pays you, boom, they have it. Kind of like that. Everybody. And that's like the new area right now. Now let's talk about financing. So there's really two options with financing. Funds go into one account, split into separate accounts monthly. All right. And then funds go into one account, wires you monthly. Okay, that's pretty much. So one account goes in separate accounts, right? And then goes wires monthly. It's basically very simple, and then the client has to pay you monthly. And then, or pay in full, basically. Pay in full or monthly. That's basically the two options here. And then how do you process payments and how you get paid? This is how, really. There are only two payment processors you need to worry about, right? There's fan bases and Whop. I mean, back then people were using, I think in 2016, Stripe. You can't do, because I'm talking about like payment processing and financing. These two you could finance, right? I'm going to go in that depth a little later. Fan base, you could split payments, right? If it's $5,000, they could pay you $500 a month, right? That's something you can do in both Whop and fan bases. Okay. Not going in the pros or cons. Nothing else matters except what financing options they have. But here's the financing options. High ticket info or low ticket info products offers run off of financing. And here's what the financing looks like. Here are the apps: Klarna, Zip, Affirm, Afterpay, Payva, Splitit, Zelle. So like, I looked at this. Afterpay, Affirm, Klarna, I'm pretty sure they're in America, like 100% they're in America. And Splitit is like anybody from out of the country who has a credit card, 600 plus credit score, and then Zelle is only in Canada. So if you're offering someone $5,000 on a coaching program, and then they're out of the US, let's say UK for example, and they have a 600 credit score, they're over 18 or 18 or older, whatever, and they have a credit card, they could do this, and then it's 5,000. They have, they pay you, well, the good thing about it, you still get the $5,000. You still get the $5,000, but the $5,000 is going to be in pending. Actually, $4,500. $4,500 is going to be in pending, and they pay $500, right? $500 monthly. Like I already said, I used to use Stripe, but as recent, Whop is like one of the best for financing because they have split it. And then Klarna, Afterpay, and then Fanbase has the Firm and Zip and all this other ones. And because you might get a person like 5,000 and they can't pay in full, you know, and that's the big problem. So regardless, Whop or Fanbases are always losing and gaining different financing partners because they have a lot of partners with financing. So these ones already said US, Canada, and international, they support it. So like I said, like they allow up to 65,000. Some only support split in 4 payments. Others support 48-month payments, which is pretty freaking good. Like I said, an example, 5,000, and that goes to a pending on their bank or their credit balance, 4,500, and they pay the fan bases or Whop $500 a month, and you still get the money in your account. So, okay, now I want to talk about how to create the offer. You know, launching the offer. There's 2 types of offers, right? This step requires solid market research. There's a lot of research you have to do. Like I said, if it's fitness, if it's, I can't even think I can think other niches at the top of my head. Fitness, whatever you're thinking, but there's a lot of research you can do. You could look on different competitors on Instagram, YouTube, maybe use AI at this because we have AI. It's pretty simple how to, craft offers, really. So now low ticket versus high ticket versus low ticket. Evaluate the platform niche and audience demographics to select the offer that anchors the top of your funnel. All right. Okay. Example: 13 to 16-year-olds, platform TikTok, low ticket, and then example 21 plus, platform YouTube. That's kind of like a debrief. What would you target if you're doing high ticket or low ticket? So low ticket offer would be more challenging to launch a higher maintenance to run on a low ticket offer, because if it's a community on every month, like you have to handle with a lot of updates frequently. If it's like example, like if it's MRR, like monthly recurring revenue, then something updated frequently. Like I said, like if it's a course, resources, weekly group calls, and then the platform would be on Whop, School, Discord, or if you have your own site, and then pricing would be like $197 one time, $17.97 per month. This would be an example for like a course plus community, like Iman kind of did, $37 a month community, which that kind of aligns with course. And I think they do weekly calls on this thing, and you have to do updates frequently, and it's a high stress maintenance barrier. So high ticket, this is something is much easier to implement through growth, is often limited by fulfillment capacity. For example, if it's a one-on-one coaching, all you really have to have is like give them tasks to do, or maybe little resources that could actually benefit them to lose weight, track their calories or something like that, like here, 35K up front, maybe financing the 5K, direct 1K, a one-on-one with creator, group coaching calls, done with you, done for you, no brainer guarantee. And here's an example what Iman did, 1500 program agency accelerator, right? Something like that. And then they're also mid tickets. I don't really get into these, but this is when something you're doing great in coaching, group coaching, whatever you're doing currently. This is something you get into scaling, right? Mid ticket is most relevant when high ticket demand exceeds capacity. You're getting a lot of volume in high ticket, requiring a price increase to maintain quality, right? The result is a gap in the offer ladder with the low ticket position too low. So you have a one-on-one coaching or done with you, and then you got maybe a low ticket course or community, I guess, and then you got something in the middle. An example, like your high ticket offer is priced at 4K with a 2K down payment option, right? And you increase the price to 6K, the coaching, right? One-on-one with a 4K minimum down, right? So it was used to be 4K, now it's 6K, and the minimum down payment is 4K, right? And your low ticket offer remains $100 a month. This creates a gap anyone able to invest 2K, right? So is now left without a clear option. So it's basically, you kind of understand that kind of barrier. So you got, if your prices increase, you could, level to how much is left, 4K, and then it goes to 6K, and the 6K minimum payment is 4K, and then 2K, and then you got the low ticket community on like 100 a month. And then beyond these tiers, only two factors matter: potential software upsell, because it kind of goes to these things. My mentor told me this: you first sell a service, and then you teach that skill you're really good at in a course, and you coach people over that, and then a lot of people go like into software, and that's like a potential that you can get into. It's upsell software, which is a time reframe upsell. When an offer includes a set time frame, you can increase lifetime value by offering a lower cost extension once the term expires, basically, and then also potential time frame upsell. This is something like adding further down the line. This can become a strong upsell, combining like a software or something additional they can find value to, But the goal is to create a connected ecosystem. This is just down the road for scaling, right? So that's pretty much for launching or creating an offer. So mainly the highly focus is low ticket and high ticket. So high ticket, they pay you up front, or they finance the part of that stuff, and it's basically going to be direct one-on-one group coaching, done with you and done for you. And then low ticket is like a low ticket community. They pay you like an ebook, a PDF, or maybe a course type of thing. Now let's get to the low ticket, high ticket setup. So this is how you got the offer. All right. You got kind of like the product idea, how you're going to actually set this up. This is how you're going to actually set it and launch the digital product. So, as earlier, high ticket offer fulfillment is significantly more straightforward and efficient than low ticket fulfillment. So the structure of a low ticket offer, so example, like I said before, 13 to 16-year-olds, platform TikTok, and same thing, low ticket. It's more challenging to launch and higher maintenance to run. And then for pricing, no one will continue paying, like example, like no one will continue paying you a monthly fee. Like if you sell like an ebook, no one will pay you monthly for $20. Hey, I just paid you, I don't know, let's say the ebook was $40. I'm not going to pay you $20 a month. You don't do that. If I buy a book at Barnes & Noble, I'm not going to pay them $20 or $40 a month because I already own the book, right? Regardless, that's it doesn't make sense. It would be, people would think it's a scam in a way, right? I already own it. But for the platform, people would go on Whop, School, Discord, right? That's where it will be. That's low ticket. High ticket, like structured for a high ticket offer like earlier. For pricing is fully based on whether the offer requires the client to complete specific tasks to achieve their desired results. One-on-one, a lot of your time. Done with you, you do it together. Done for you, minimal or no time on the client for them to do, right? Now let's talk about setting it up in Discord versus School versus Whop. And I'm going to go brief in these three because these three are the three ones for you to actually set up the community, the course or ebook, PDF, or one-on-one, done with you, done for you offers, right? But like earlier, Whop is actually a payment processor too, and you could still set it up in Whop. Fan bases, no. Okay, first let's talk about Discord. A lot of people know what Discord is nowadays. It used to start with like people to join with gaming type of stuff. But it's highly customizable but more complex to implement, often involving bots. But a lot of people, a lot of times want to create their own bot to make, and you have to set like permissions, like permissions, roles, and all that. And you could integrate like roles and bots, like from Whop and fan bases and managed roles basically. And this is kind of like what the permissions look like reactions. If they can't like manage messages and read message history, and you have to like mark them, certain channels they can't send like announcements, right? That's something you have to do because Discord been around for a while. And School is very simple to set up, but with minimal customization options. Okay? My least favorite about School. And here's an example. This is what School kind of looks like on one School community. It's called Notion Wizards. They have templates and all that stuff of Notion and how to get better with Notion, type of stuff like that. And then over here, it only has limitations to only courses. When you create a School community, you would have community, classroom, which is how you create the course, and then you got calendar for like if you have community calls in there. And you can't actually do the community calls in School. It's usually redirected to Zoom or something. And then you got members map, leaderboards, who's like active in there, right? Like over here, you could see the ranks and all that in the last 30 days. Now, I want to show you about Whop. Whop has been getting better. It started as a clip-in program. A lot of people used it for clip-in, but now it's been getting better now. let me show you. This one, for creating the community, I strongly recommend, as it allows you to manage everything from a single platform. It has everything, right? Most of everything right now, like starting to date from 2025 and leading towards 2026. So Whop includes all the tools you need to sell both low ticket and high ticket offers, including live streams, chat, announcements, achievements, courses, media, forums, and content. That's just a brief what they have in there, right? It's pretty good. And here's like what it kind of like looks like. You got chat, you got courses, you got live streaming. You could also link your Discord. A lot of people do that. And you got announcements, you got content, forums. And forums could be like a way you could use, like for example, if you want to create a community that like financial wins, accountability wins, or your looks matching wins, or your body for fitness influencers, right? You could have them post something in the forums. And then content could be another one to upsell, right? And courses is the app to actually set up your course, which is really, really, really good. And then you got the chat, which is just people chat. And then live streaming, you don't have to redirect people on Zoom, which is really nice. Okay, by then, you probably know how to go from, let's see, you went from a payment and processing and plus financing, how to create and launch your offer, or like create your offer really, and then low ticket and high ticket offer setup. I will go in depth in all of this, so because I have a lot of stuff I want to go into in real depth, and also at the end of this video I will show you like the Whop setup. Like I will actually show you a sample product ICP that I created on my own. This is something I want you to watch multiple times, and this is the next thing. This is like the sauce I'm going to give you right now. Okay, in this Notion, and it's going to be I don't know how long this video is going to be, but it's going to be very long. And if I go pretty fast in this, pause the video, take notes, and this Notion is going to be linked down below in the description, so it doesn't really matter. And you could fill out information in this Notion. So I created this Notion on my own, and it's pretty easy. And once you fill out the stuff, you kind of know what to do with your content and how to launch your digital product. Okay, so this Notion, launch your digital product. The first section of this is productization, right? All about product, right? Goal is to turn your skills or expertise, into one simple offer that clients instantly understand and want, right? Before you focus on hooks or try to game the algorithm, we don't really care about the algorithm on here. It's just more like get some views to position yourself. You know what you're talking about. So know what you're going to sell. We start here because your offer determines everything that comes next. Your content, your positioning, your bio, everything. If your offer is unclear, all right, everything downstream becomes harder when it needs to be. So what we're going to do is a dynamic offer model. So here it is. Let me kind of show you a little bit. Okay, I want to show you this. So you got one offer, one promise, and then you got all these packaging, right? You got done for you, done with you, one-on-one, group resources, and then access, mentorship, support, basically. And the amount of the time is needed by you, it goes your money in one place. So it goes to offer, one promise, one of the packaging, money, and then it goes to the one place. Offer, the exact place, doesn't matter the packaging, it goes to the one place. I want you to understand that. One offer, one place. And then if you're offering a one-on-one, boom. Done with you, boom. Group, boom. Resources, boom. This will help you to, if you're doing one-on-one, good. If that's actually validated, you could go low ticket or group, done for you, type of thing. And then here we go. You have to know this stuff, like before and after states, destination where you're guiding people, the promise, the process, and then before after states, destination. What do they have before and after? What do they do? What is their status? You really, really want to know what your ICP, and then from and to, and you could fill this stuff out basically. From and to, like they're here and then they're going to be here, right? And then the promise. This is like a simple promise you will say. When you invest in this, I will help you blank so you can blank without blank. Type of stuff. This is your pledge to guide them there. So fill that out. Know your promise. Know the before and after states and the process path. What process you use to consistently produce results. The goal here is don't overcomplicate it. Your framework is already there. All you need to do is define the steps. So this is an example I added on here. This is my own stuff. Direction, vision, mindset, consistency, and tools. Right? That's something you could use, but that's something, the steps, when you sign a client in your group, resources, one-on-one, whatever, what's the steps for them, for their path, right? And then here you define the path in this path, like what's the name, because I want you to figure out a name for your like product you're going to offer them. Like for example, offer automation lab, authority engine, scaling with systems. Okay, that's like for examples. I want you to actually name the actual product name you're going to actually offer them. And then the packaging levels, like I said before, we kind of like go in tiers here. So like do it yourself, learn or go at your own pace with courses, tools, or templates, group coaching, consulting, join live calls, community, and content for guidance, support, and accountability, one-on-one coaching, consulting, personalized strategy, and direct access for faster results, done with you services. We built it together, combining your vision with my hands-on help, right? And then done for you. I do it all for you so you can stay focused on what you do best, right? That's pretty simple, And then the positioning. The goal is stop being just a creator. Start being the go-to expert people feel pulled to and trust with their money, right? Once your offer is locked in, the next step is positioning yourself as the person worth following. That's the sense of positioning being the obvious choice. Because when you position yourself, this is what I want to show you, is you're here, you kind of want to be here. This is kind of like what I built. It's called the Creator Positioning Pyramid. And yeah, because there's two conditions want to be met. So positioning, they recognize as you the expert who can get them results, right? Resonance, they're aligned with you because your presence and values feel right? And here, let's go a little brief. Like Creator is all about refining, testing content, your voice, and showing up consistently. Your following is small, your authority is limited, right? Expert, you have credibility. You're consistently publish valuable, insightful content. People recognize you as a true expert in your field. Your brand authority solidifies and others being seeking your guidance, right? People coming to you for guidance, right? Or for advice, basically. An authority, at this stage, you are recognized as a leader in your space. That's basically it about authority. Your audience is larger, highly engaged, and your voice carries real influence. You're no longer just teaching, you're shaping the conversation with original ideas and frameworks, right? And then celebrity, mainstream, this is basically like your Iman Gaji, Grant Cardone, Alex Hormozi. You're kind of like, you're above the niche. You know, you're gaming the opportunity. You have big influence in this area beyond your industry, and visibility is massive. Monetization opportunities multiplies for you. And then climbing the pyramid. So pretty simple. If you're an aspiring creator or a creator, define the brand you intend to build. Publish and consistently cultivate a distinctive, recognizable style, right? Creator expert. Define the problem you want to be recognized for solving. Commit fully to mastering your craft. Creator to expert, basically, define a problem and then help people solve that problem and be recognized on that specific problem you want people to solve, basically. And then expert to authority, begin asserting thoughtful leadership by sharing your unique insights and frameworks with your field. The goal is to distinguish yourself from the crowd. And then authority to celebrity, this is kind of like the last stage. I would say you don't really have to really focus. Really, you have to really focus as creator to expert. And then why resonance matters. Because resonance is people invest in energy, not just information. Two coaches may teach the same material, yet one consistently lands clients while the other one struggles. The difference is resonance. It makes your brand unforgettable. Content that resonates is remembered, shared, and screenshotted. So it doesn't matter if you go on scripts or if you're rememberable. People remember you. That's gold. So if you're rememberable, being engaged with people, that's good. Now, this very last few things I want to go over with is the creator engine. And this is what these 5 cogs I want to talk about in the system that sells your brand on your behalf. The why, the who, the how, the what, and the proof, right? There's 5 things. When you got these 5 things down, you're good. And this is for positioning, right? Okay. My proof assets list everything. Here, I'm not talking about proof. I want you to just list out, if you haven't don't have testimonials, case studies at all, I want you to list out here like a skill, expertise, experience that you believe you're good at. That's it. I want you to list out that right in here. At least 4 things that you're pretty much confident you're good at. That if someone pays you money, you can do the work or teach them. Okay? Now here's the Renaissance audit checklist. We're going to go through all the different ones of the 5 cogs. So why? Clear identity in what you represent. Okay? This is basically who you represent, who you help to solve that specific problem, like I said, from creator to expert. So like, for example, Nike just isn't just a superware company. They stand for inspiration and performance. Now, here you put your core belief, what you believe, and your brand is defined by, right? And now your who. Clarity on who you help. This is all who you help here. Example, Nike doesn't try to sell to everyone. They focus on people who want performance. If you sell to everyone, you're selling to nobody. So here, your ICP you help are, right? ICP stands for Ideal Customer Profile, if you don't know what that stands for. And the outcome there after most is, right? And third thing is how proven framework and dynamic offer. Example, Nike's products are powered by unique tech like Air and Fly Nick paired with storytelling, right? So I'm going to give like Nike's examples just, for all the examples on these cogs, right? And then you're going to give out your signature system is. Kind of like that. So your brand is, I don't know, but in fitness, I can't even think for a good example, but whatever coaching name you're going to choose from, you would choose, it's not like it's not a slogan, but what kind of makes it like your framework unique, kind of in a way, because like here, products are powered by unique tech like Air and Fly Nick paired with storytelling, right? What makes it the framework great, unique, right? And then what? The genetic brand voice and identity. A Nike ad is instantly recognizable, bold visuals, clean typography, and powerful music. So when you see a Nike ad, you already know it's Nike, and no one can do it better than Nike, right? And it's like, once someone does it, like with Flyknit, when someone makes an ad with Flyknit, someone needs to question them if you haven't done it with them, But Nike hasn't done it with them all the time, right? Like, and then 3 Renaissance words for my brand. The way my brand should feel, right? And then proof, validation, and embodiment. Okay, this is like you're actually going to show proof, but in this case, if you're a creator watching this and you don't have proof at all, you post content, you don't have, I'm trying to think another good niche to think of. If your niche is in productivity. Okay, let's think of productivity, and you're in university and you just teach this on your YouTube and Instagram, and you don't have proof of helping people. But what you could do is you're the testimonial. If you helped yourself in doing it, just list out what you can do. That's it. If you don't have proof. If you have proof, list out the case studies that you've done before. But what you're good at, list that. Because if you could show videos of what you're good at, a lot of people are gonna treat it like authority. Like, oh, this person is good at this? Right? That's like enough proof they can't have. But, and then the first person comes in, show that as a case study, that you helped this person. All right. When all 5 cards are aligned for your content and, Others automatically look at you as an expert. Prospects reach out to you directly, seeking your guidance. Your offer commands attention as the go-to solution in your space. Your brand sells for you, so you can post less and earn more. Pyramid progression. So this is the context of the framework outlines your rise: creator, expert, authority, celebrity. Defining jump is from creator to expert. That's kind of the goal here, from creator to expert here. And then 3 actions for progression. So here I want you to add what would be the actual steps for you, like now. You to go from creator to expert. But if you're watching this, you already believe you're an expert. What would be the steps to go to authority? If you're authority, what would be the steps to go to celebrity? That kind of thing. So yeah, creator, steps to go to expert, expert to authority, and then authority steps to celebrity. You kind of get it already. Now the next thing is monetization. We got productization. We got the product. Know what it is. And then 2, we got the positioning for content, to figure out how we can help these people on social media, to position ourselves as the expert. And now, 3rd thing is all about making money, right? Okay. This is all about the attraction and conversion system. Goal here is implement a system that takes someone from stranger, follower, client, repeat client, all while avoiding spam, chase, and burnout, right? Picture a system gears. So here's a funnel I'm going to show you. And it goes in these sections. So first it goes dynamic offer, right? And then that goes to short form, and then follower. And then client callouts, I will go in depth a little later. And then it goes into like these 4 things: DMs, long form, VSL, newsletter, right? That goes into the conversion mechanism, and it goes either to these 2 things: sales call, offer document. And then you go close, cash, delivery, results, retention. And it goes back to here, retention. And then once you have cash, you reinvest into growth. You put it in team/ads, and you put it in ads, right? That's another thing. Once you make money, once you get results, you deliver, and you get results, you get proof, you get positioning, and it goes to ads. So like I said before, in positioning, once you get results and you get proof, put that in your proof, right? Oh, you get testimonials? Maybe, regardless if it's one-on-one coaching, record their video, like have them say something good, like maybe interview them or something. So you get proof. After they get results, you get proof. While this system is running with the heavy lifting, it's not automated. Content captures attention, proof, established credibility, right? Strategic invitations turn prospects into clients, and you have this pursuing effortlessly, drawing in results. So I'm going to go in the system pretty deeply. So think of this system as gears, like I said, and in each component we're going to go in deep. So first, the dynamic offer foundation. The dynamic offer is the foundation of everything that follows. It sets direction and intent without it content drifts. With it, every message leads to a clear outcome. Clarify your dynamic offer spanning core and premium tiers. Meaning, what I'm saying here, okay, you're going to do a dynamic offer. Okay, what is the first offer you're going to offer them? So you got your main offer already. what are you going to package it in it? So you remember premium tiers. Premium tiers is the packaging. Do it yourself, done for you, done with you, one-on-one, group resources. Remember those? You kind of go like pick one in here. What is if you're already doing a one-on-one, maybe you put group, maybe you put resources, or you do both of them. Or you have a strategy, maybe you do one-on-one and group. Do the one-on-one and then group, right? So you have the offer and you put the tier you're going to do it on. You could do 1, you could do 2, you could do 3, as many as you want. And then short form content to followers. So this is different type of short form content concepts scheduled for this week. So, write down type of format content concepts you want to schedule this week, for short form Instagram or TikTok. Client callouts is where attention goes. So you got the dynamic offer, you got the short form to followers. So you got followers or people looking at your content. This is what you want people to take action when they actually see your content. Lights don't create income, clients do. Client callouts are content pieces that mirror your ideal clients. Struggles in inspiring, nudging them into the next step in your funnel. Define 2 client callout ideas on your audience biggest problems. Okay, this is something you want to, if you have big problems in your niche, what they have in your audience, this is what you want to bring up. And then, this is what call outs in every video. In certain videos, you call them out on like problems they're struggling. And then the next thing is you neutral mechanism, establishing trust. By that, this is the phase where trust solidifies. You'll apply a combination of decide on one key neutral mechanism to implement and master in the next 30 days. Here, this is where you add DMs, VSL, what was the other one? What is this? Long form, newsletter. So that's kind of like what you add in here. So when they actually see your content and see your client call out, what action you want them to do? DM you, see a long form video or a VSL or a newsletter, lead magnet. This is kind of like the action you want them to do, right? And then when they see the action, what actually you want them to convert to? So this is a conversion mechanism, the path to action, right? This is a method to transform audience attention into clients and income. You can approach it in one or two ways. Sales call, offer document. Most effective for those just starting out for sales call, for one-on-one. Offer document, perfect if your positioning is rock solid. So I will commit to, sales call, offer document as my conversion path, right? And then once whatever one you choose, the next one is close, cash, delivery. So once someone pays you, close them, cash, and then what is the steps that you will, manage the payment? How would you send payment? How you will manage it? How would you do delivery? Like fulfill here. This is based in onboarding it. Everything. They paid you. How would you onboard them? What are the steps to deliver, fulfill, the delivery on this client, right? This is the steps after they pay, basically. And close is like the step that they want to pay you, basically. But what you do, is firstly send and then the contract. 2, onboard them. 3 might be like the fulfill steps, right, to do. And then you kind of like go on a call each week or something. If it's one-on-one, it's different. And then results, proof, and retention. This here, once you're getting some results with that client, whatever, one-on-one, you want to gather, results and proof aren't the same, but they're getting results. You want to gather proof from them. So from delivery, proof comes from results. Proof solidifies your positioning and ignites new call-outs. Satisfied clients extend their engagement and refers others. Now, define a concrete early win for the first 2 weeks of client work. Then determine how to leverage that win to solidify your brand's positioning and credibility. So you got results, proof, and retention. This is like an early win for the 2 weeks of client work. So this is basically how you would determine, once you get results someone, how would you determine to leverage that for proof and get more people to come in? Like retention, that's what that means. And then now you're getting money, how would you reinvest into growth? Would you reinvest it in ads, or like an editor for your personal brand? Or that's the 2 things I could think of top of my head. But yeah. Now bringing everything together, this is what kind of like the whole process looks like. You got dynamic offer, short form, followers, call outs, conversion mechanism, close, cash, delivery, results, proof, retention, and reinvest. Your task: apply this framework to build your flow, define each step in your business context, producing a fully designed client pathway from stranger to client. And you put in what you write in here, you write in pretty much what's in the complete process. So for you to actually understand, in your brain, for you to remember it, basically. Before we get into Whop and to show you how to actually set up a community, your digital product, high ticket or low ticket, firstly, I want to show you an example here, what I will go over with you, an example when setting up on Whop. So this is a ICP on this fitness minimal viable product. Like the product name would be a Dad Strong 8-week lean plan in the fitness area. A step-by-step digital program that helps first-year dads build a follow 8-week plan, basically. Plan to lose 10 to 15 pounds using 3 to 4 strength sessions per week, brief Metcon sessions in portion and high protein. And then have your target audience, 25 to 45 year olds, what they do, full-time jobs or running household. Key points, what they like, problems they have, like belly fat, right? Bloating, pregnancy season, and stress eating, low energy, and inconsistent. And how they're feeling, deep desires and hidden urgencies. Be a strong and present dad who can carry the baby, the car seat, and groceries with ease. And then model healthy habits, right? Precious attempts to fix this problem. So basically, okay, they have a problem and what actual intent they want to actually achieve. So basically, what other solutions has this person tried before? Random high volume gym programs, long steady cardio sessions, app workouts, etc. You gotta understand those. Why those solutions have not worked. Too much time required. What makes this product different? What makes different about you? Deliverables. Make sure you do that. And then little bonuses. and then marketing angle and positioning, right? Lose to 10 to 15 pounds, scientific evidence in method foundations, right? And then unique selling propositions, and then objection handling. You don't have to get all of this, but one thing you really have to have is the people you're targeting, what their problem they have. Yeah, the key points, and then what things they tried before and what makes you different type of things. Okay, we'll get into Whop to show you how to set something like this up. Okay, this is where I'm going to show you how to set up the Whop on Whop. I made a test Whop called Fit Mastery based on the the test notion I kind of talked about on the fitness MVP, the minimal viable product, right? So this is kind of what it would look like, right? Once you create it, but you need some branding to it, like a logo and all that stuff. Now, let me go to settings very quick. So settings is where you kind of like, this is going to be the name of the, remember the product name? This is going to be a different name. Fit Mastery is going to be the name, right? So once you kind of figure out like a name, remember like Nike for the examples I added in the Notion, have like a Nike brand to this. So figure out like an actual name to the Whop. Now for products, you would need to have a product. So I do have one for low ticket here. So low ticket is different. So I'm going to show you how to do it on an ebook. And this is what it looks like for public. So for public, it doesn't really, if you're going to be public, so it needs to have a good, unique headline. The target people, who do you help? So for this example, I haven't added who I help, like first year dads, basically. I haven't like said that. Help first year dads. Yeah. First year dads lose 10 to 15 pounds with Metcon strength methods, right? And then here in the description, this is the promise. And then make sure underneath your promise have what you're going to add to help, that target audience. And then features, meal plans, Metcon playbook, and then have more time with your child, right? $20 one time. There's recurring, there's free, and then one time. And then if you don't want it invisible and you want to use like a checkout link, I will show you down the road for different offers. I will show you how to do that. But for this example, let's say we have a VSL and then they go on the product page. So this is how you kind of set up the ebook. There's two ways how to do this. You add app, you will add either these two ones. Files. I think this is a PDF one. So settings, add file. I'm pretty sure I made this today. But I think you could also edit it. So it goes like dad strong 8-week plan. So it's something like this. And when someone clicks on it, they're going to see something like this, right? And they read it, blah, blah, blah. That's one way you could do it, through the Files app. The other way, the other way you could do, Where is it? It's the software, files. Oh, this one. Website embedded. I'm not going to show you how to do it on this one because the way how to do this, if you have this on like a site or something, like if you add the ebook or the PDF or something in Notion, this would be good. You add the link here, boom, and you have to make sure the Notion is like public and you add it in there. That's like a good example to do it. And then once you're creating like something like this, is it? Yeah. So make sure this is like check. So like once someone like purchase this, which this is for the ebook, that they will have access to this app. And then make sure have this have it like Dad Strong Plan ebook, right? And then you could also make custom, icons, right? And I do have custom ones, so let's just do this one just for this example. And once you're branding this entire thing, I strongly suggest you brand the icons as well. So that's how you kind of do an ebook. So once they pay, and then boom, they have access. It could be a PDF. It could be a ebook. A PDF and ebook are kind of like aligned. So this is low ticket. They pay $20. So let me show you how to structure a group coaching and then upsell to one-on-one, because I don't want you to go from ebook to video course and just have a video course. Video course is really easy to set up, but I want you to have a community where people get the video course, people get the recordings, you actually coaching them, because that's what group coaching is. General chat, I'm going to kind of show you how to do that. Firstly, we have to create the product first. And then create product. Because how you would structure a group coaching offer, you're going to have this as the checkout link. So you firstly have to create the product. So let's just call this, for example here, let's just call it Fit Mastery Pro, for example here, and have a headline, helping dads Metcon strength methods to lose 10 to 15 pounds, right? Something like this, because we're just going to have this as a checkout link. Firstly, we have to create the product first, and firstly, just focus on the actual name and the headline, because this would be private. So, and you could have them access the ebook as well if you really want to. For this example, I'm not going to have this listed visible on the store page. And then for the price, because this is going to be a group coaching, you could either do two ways here. You could do recurring, do like $47 a month, 37 a month, kind of like low ticket, kind of like I talked about on the Figma diagram. You could go kind of like around there, because a month or one time both work. But a good starting point, let's say you don't have social proof, and a good starting point could be like around like 195 to 200, so like 295. But if you do have a lot of social proof, let's say you start with one-on-one coaching and then do this, I strongly suggest like, no, 1,000, like 995. Oh wait, that's a month. I meant one time here, not a month. Okay. So let's just start with people. Let's just do $295. Let's just start with, okay, you done one-on-one coaching and you have some social proof. We do $995 for group coaching, right? And then, oh yeah, you could change this later on the checkout link because we're going to create a brand new checkout link. Let's just save this very quick. Yep, done. And then we'll go to checkout links and we're going to create a checkout link. And then we go to the actual product, right? And then it's going to have this stuff like helping dads with Metcon strength methods to lose 10 to 15 pounds, right? And the price is going to be that much. And you couldn't change the price to really anything. So let's just say that one time. You could have a description. You don't really have to have a description. But, you know, for this example, I'm not going to have a description, right? And now this is hidden. No one could really have access to it, only if you give them access to it. So let's just do this and then paste. Boom. This is the checkout link for group coaching. And then they have access and then they could pay one time, right? And then now we go back to the Whop, right? We only have the ebook. Now, if we go App Store and add a general chat, now we have these two things. It's really that much? I might need to change that. Wait, hold on. Products. Wait. Wait a minute. Is it really that much? Dude, I thought it was... Let's have it that much. And then if I go back to the Whop, because when you send that one link, yeah, let me check very quick. App settings. Okay. So once they pay the $9.95 one time on that checkout link, they're going to have access to this chat. All right. Now, let me go back to the App Store, and other things you wouldn't need to do is the forums. And then they have access to that. And the forums is for your announcements. I mean, you could do the announcements in, I think did they remove it? Oh no, the announcements. I'm not a big fan of the announcements app, but it's not really... Forms is really good for the announcements. Live streaming. All right. So for live streaming, and then add app. What is that other app for? I'm trying to think here. What was that other one I'm trying to think of? It came across in my mind recently. So let's just add, courses. Duh. Okay. Now we got these so far. You could create a category. Let's just call this home, for example. Home category. And you could have this. Actually, let's just have this as the announcements. And then let me change this. Announcements for now. Right? And then I will use my custom icon that I made. So where is like this? And another thing you could do on settings, you could go who can post, only admin. Everyone who can comment, everyone. Okay, that doesn't really matter. So upload image. So here I'm going to upload the, I think it's this one. Yeah. This is something you could have. So it says announcements and you could post. Only you and the other admins can post on here. So it's another one. So home, and let's just say course. Let's say courses goes under learn. So this is kind of like when you want to create a course, right? You go in here. This would be like your cover name. I don't really have a cover for it, but let's just do this for example. It's probably yeah, it's too big. And let's just say doing like Dad Strong Accelerator. Let's just say for example here. And when you create a course, you would need to film it, and then you would, you could actually, they actually update this. You could embed a YouTube link or a Loom link, and then actually upload a file. And then, and then I think they actually update this. You could actually upload thumbnails for each area. I'm just gonna put this as an example here. It might not upload, something like that, like for every section, because I don't have stuff. So you got this, and you could name the actual app called Dad Strong Accelerator, right? And one thing that I do want to do for like group coaching, right? A lot of people want to have recordings. So when people do that, you want to have like, and call this coaching call recording. So like something coaching recordings. And this is where like you put all the recordings in here. The course app actually works really well. And you got announcements. You got, another app you want to have. I remember it's called like, it's for the schedule. Events. Yeah, this is what it's called. All right. Events. Done. So this is, I will show you what this does. Let me add another category called coaching or something like that. And then on this one is going to go over coaching. So what this does, you could go in settings, create an event. So you could create a recurring event. You could have this place. Place really means in Whop, basically. And then you could have the event called, I don't know, mindset training or something. I don't know. I'm just doing examples right now. So let's say, okay, today, let's say it's Monday, and let's just do it around 10 in the morning to 11 in the morning. And you have to upload like an image for this. So let's just do this for example, and do your like unique branding when you do this, something like that. And then let's just create event. Oh, wait, let's just say Whop. Let's see what that does. Yep, Whop. And when it says Whop, okay. And then, when that kind of comes in, and I'm going to be the host, and then I could just go in live streams and go like mindset training, right? Mindset training, and go live, right? Let me just show you an example here. I go live. Okay, it's camera's not connected. So this is kind of like what it looks like. My camera or my mic is connected, and then you would have a chat with people on here. It could chat. So like, say, hey, and it kind of shows me I'm the mod, whatever. And that's pretty cool. And I could just end stream. And then when you end stream under the live stream app, it's going to process the actual recording, the past recordings, right? And then I want to go over the chat. So the chat is going to be like your general chat, whatever people to talk in. And then other category you could actually create is like links / software, and this could be like different you know, resources could like help them, you know, what you're going to offer them, like, you know, for, you know, fitness, you could help them with like Cal AI, Fitness Pal, and all that stuff, you know. And you could use this, yeah, add these, right? Add a bunch of these. You could, I think you could duplicate app, yep, duplicate app, you know, as many times, and then let's just go app settings and call this like Cal AI, right? Save, and then app Fitness Pal. You could have like additional of this stuff. You don't really have to have like links plus software stuff like learn, home, coaching, and then live stream could be, oh, let's go like add this under home. Actually, let me create another category called like lounge, something like this. And then general chat goes under lounge, or no, around there. And then we have that over there. And then we got coaching over there and live stream. Let's go like create another category. Maybe not. Maybe I have it live streams right there, for example. And then you could have softwares. Maybe you could have bonuses and all resources, all that. And when you have the course, you could have like the PDFs and all that stuff. Now let me show you how to upsell, like one-on-one, done with you, done for you, right in here on your group coaching. So basically, how you do it is you add app. There's either two ways how you could actually do this. What I would do, you could do content. This is not like what I would do, but this is something I could show you how you could do it. So in content, you could go in settings. All right. So like, kind of like write some stuff. I'm not going to go like show you how to do it because I'm not going to write an entire fucking thing. So the other way you could do it, you could go in, what app was it? Forms, right here. Add forms. I'm going to make these visible, but morely the example here, if you're just starting to actually launch this, you might want these to be, you know, not there. And then call this like, I like to call it one-on-one consulting, right? You could have it here, and then you could make a post here, a very long post. Maybe have a video of a testimonial, someone that you helped on the bottom, and then have a link of you Calendly right in here, and you have it pinned. And make sure, like when you do it, that only admin can post, not like everyone. And maybe everyone can comment and all that stuff. So that's kind of like how you can upsell one-on-one, done with you, done for you type of stuff. But you could also do this. Wait, oh shit. Because they're still trying to do it. So like if you're doing one-on-one, you could have them like book a call on here. But this isn't like really the best to do it. Because yeah, create availability, you have to go like maybe 30 minutes and then free. Let's just say it's gonna be location. Oh no. Do that for example. Oh, title. Let's just say strategy call, and then continue. All right. I need my. This isn't really the best to do it. Yeah, the calendar booking links isn't really the best. What I suggest you to do is have a form or even content, like it's something like this, and you kind of like put it in your own words, and then have either a type form they apply or a Calendly they actually book a call with you, and then you have it on Zoom or Google Meets. That's what I would recommend, and have like some social proof, like a video of someone that you helped this guy from, I don't know, he went from like 200 pounds, now he's like 160 pounds. This is his before and his after transformation, right? Something like that. And then they go, oh, this guy can definitely help me, right? So I think I kind of went over almost pretty much everything to help you from figure out an offer, figure out what problems that you can solve for your target audience, and what solutions you can solve for them, right? And well, I think that's it. I went over everything for you to help you get to from this and actually launching your digital product inside of Whop. If there's anything out there that can be beneficial for you, this video was just to help you the idea of digital products and how to actually launch your info product offer from the idea of the payment processing, creating your offer, low ticket, high ticket, and then going all the way, knowing what product to actually offer, to positioning yourself on social media, and then monetizing on Whop, payment processing, and pretty much I went, and then going on the Whop and setting it up. It's pretty simple to do. Whop is pretty easy. Whop is like the number one with payment processing. Fanbase is like the second. I mean, Whop, you could do payment processing and set up the community in one place, which is really, really great, honestly, in my own opinion. And yeah, you could set this up all in one day today. And it's pretty simple. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something new.